Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be another part of my series that I'm doing of quick tutorials of each piece of the face. Today is going to be lashes. Lashes have the power to tie your entire look together. So if your lashes are peeling off and don't look good, then it kind of just messes up your whole eyeshadow look. It makes you look like you're kind of falling apart. It's not cute. So I'm going to show you a technique to make them last longer, a technique to make them blend more with your real lashes, and then also just what I do to make them fit my eye, last all day, etc. So if you're having issues with your lashes peeling off, maybe you need a new technique. You need to make sure that you're choosing a lash that fits your makeup look and your style. If you are doing a light natural makeup look, maybe you don't want to do lashes that are too dark because then it'll look over dramatic and it just won't look cohesive with your face. Now if you're doing a very dark dramatic look like I am, maybe do a lash that I've chosen a lash that's a little bit longer because I can get away with it with my dark eyes. And if you're not used to doing false lashes, maybe start with some natural ones, because then not only will it not feel like too much on your eye when you're first wearing them, but also they'll be a little easier to handle, a little easier to trim. I would gradually work up in style as you get more comfortable with gluing them down, trimming them, and as you change up your makeup looks. I'm going to be going in with the Eyeliner X Jasmine Brown lashes in Faux Glow. So the first thing that you have to do with lashes is you need to trim them. Not everyone needs to do this. If you have a bigger eyelid, you won't need to trim your eyelashes. I tend to have a smaller lid, and these lashes also come with a very large band. This is what they look like up close. As you can see, they're pretty long, and we are going to trim them. My first tip for trimming lashes is to go by the clusters. So if you look, you can see there's individual clusters, and that's just basically where it's thicker. So I would recommend only trimming off one cluster at a time and then checking it. If you want a less dramatic look, I would trim it from the back, because then you're getting rid of some of the length, as they tend to be shorter up front and longer in the back. So you could trim it right here. I personally like a more dramatic lash, so I'm going to trim it up front because it's shorter up there, and then a majority of my eyelash will be long. So you take the scissors, find the first cluster where it's thicker or where it crosses over depending on the style. So if you look, you can very carefully see a very dark clump at the lash line. That is one of the clusters, and that's where I'm going to trim it off. So this is what one of the clusters looks like trimmed off. So now I'm going to place it onto my eyelid to see if it fits and if I need to do any adjusting to the trimming. Now I actually like the length that it came out, so I'm going to trim the other one and place them on. Now before I put on the eyelashes, one thing that's really important is you need to curl your lashes so that they fit with the dramatic style of any lash. And then I go in with a very light layer of mascara. I don't want it too thick because then my lashes feel too heavy. So I just go in with maybe a coat or two. I'm using the Pretty Vulgar mascara. I did receive this for free, so I do have to disclaim that. But I love this one because it gives me the dark color that matches my lash without making my lashes too heavy. And don't forget to put mascara on your lower lash line, because when you're wearing false lashes, they tend to be longer and more noticeable. And if your lower lashes don't match, it looks extremely unnatural. So now I'm going to place the glue onto the lash band. So I like to use the Duo Lash Glue. There's two different glues that I would recommend. Both are black. I would use clear if you're a beginner, just because it dries down easier. If you mess up, it won't be as obvious. I use black because I want it to mesh with my mascara and eyeliner. I have these two. The first one I use is a black drying glue, and it comes out black as well. It's just a brush that you paint onto the eyelash, whereas this one is gray when it comes out and then it dries black, but you paint it on with a tip. I like the applicator of this one better, but I like that this white one has to dry down to black from gray, because then it helps you to know when your eyelash glue is ready to be placed on. Because if it's not tacky enough, your lashes are gonna lift and not stick. So the key is to not put too much. If you put too much, it won't dry down evenly and it won't get tacky the way that you need it to. So I just squeeze a little bit onto the tip, and then I just gently brush it on all the way across, and then it's bound to become a little bit uneven, so I just use the tip and I spread it out back and forth. And then now that is the light gray color. I will show you when it gets a little bit darker. I usually wait 30 seconds to a minute with this glue, and it'll start to get a dark gray, which means that it's ready to stick. Black means you have waited too long and it's dry. If you look at this glue, you can tell that it's slightly darker than the other one. It's almost blending in on this end. That means it is ready to go. It usually takes about 45 seconds to a minute with this glue. Sometimes I blow on it just to make sure that it really is dry. And then I take the tweezers. So for the left eye, I take the tweezers and I grab it by the inner corner just under the glue. And then I take my finger on the other edge, and then I'm going to gently place it the left edge first and then into the inner corner. And then I'm going to take my tweezers and I'm going to push it in a little bit, just straight into the eyelid to help it adhese. And then now I'm going to pinch it with my fingers. This probably isn't that sanitary, so you can skip this, but I feel like this makes it latch on to my real lashes, which makes it look more natural. I just gently pinch. And you have to be careful when lifting, because sometimes it'll grab onto the glue and it'll peel the whole thing off. So if you feel your finger start to pull the lash with the glue, pause, grab the other finger and stabilize the lash, and then lift. And then just to be sure that it's fully on, I take my tweezers and I like to gently pinch all the way across the band, just like I did with my fingers. But this will not lift with the glue, and it also just gets it a little tighter since it's a harder pinch. Now you don't need to get too close to the eyelid when you do this, because if you do, you might pinch your eyelid and that hurts. So now if you look, it looks seamlessly connected to my eyelid. If they weren't so dramatic, you might think that they were my own lash.
That is not correct.
So now I'm gonna go ahead and pop on my other lash. So this one isn't drying as quickly because I put too much. So if that happens, just sometimes you just need to gently blow on it. Make sure you firmly pinch the eyelash. Just gently blow on it until it starts to turn that black color. Now sometimes eyelashes have a tendency to kind of droop when you first put them on. I like to go in with my eyelash curler, go gently around the eyelash and just curl it up once. Make sure the glue is completely dried when you try this, otherwise it will completely take off your lash. And then just to blend my eyelashes in with my eye makeup, sometimes I like to go into the inner corner or the upper waterline just with a black liner to blend it all in. This one is the NYX Epic Ink Liner. Okay, so now this is the finished look with my eyelashes. If you wanted to pop some eyeliner on, I like to do that after I have my lashes on, just so that I don't mess up the line or anything. I think either way, it works just as fine. That one's completely preference. So this is the finished look with my eyelashes. As you can see, they look very cohesive with my makeup because they are so well blended into my eyelashes. They look seamless. And basically, if you wanted to now, you can go in with eyeliner afterwards. That's what I personally do. Some people do it before, and I think that works just as fine. I'm not going to be doing eyeliner this time. And now, using that technique with the pinching and the small amount of glue on the band and letting the band get tacky with the glue and all of that combined just makes my eyelashes last all day. I honestly can wear my lashes anywhere from like 12 to 24 hours. And if I needed to do a touch-up, I just take probably that black glue is my favorite one to do because it has the easy to use brush. and you can just pop it on that tip and then push it back in, same technique. If you like this video and want to see the rest of my face series that I'm doing piece by piece of little mini tutorials, go ahead and subscribe, give this video a like, and comment down below if you use a different glue, a different technique. I'm always looking to try new products. Thanks for watching.